Welcome to Intimacy Evolution, the podcast that helps you enjoy deeper connection and more intimacy in your relationships. I'm Brianna Carey, relationship and intimacy coach, and together with my husband Mark, a licensed professional counselor, we're here to help couples create the relationships they crave. Relationships evolve over time, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Intimacy Evolution. Today, we are talking about how to stay connected through the holidays. This actually came up. It's something we talk about often. It comes up in conversation with clients and whatnot, but the inspiration for this specifically was inspired the other day when I had a conversation with my dad. Yeah. We were talking about when we're going to see each other for the holidays. Specifically, we're staying in Bentonville for Thanksgiving. We always do Christmas at home. We don't do anything. If people want to come see us, they can. That's something we established really early on when we started having kids. And so they're like, well, you know, the cousins are wanting to get together with us, and we wanted to extend that to you guys if you want to be there. What day works for you? Blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my calendar. My dad just like multiple times was like, now don't feel like you have to, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I just paused him and was like, Dad, I've worked on this for a long time, and I don't do anything that I don't want to do. And then I continued on and was like, and that's why I'm just so proud of you that you did that for yourself last year. In 56 years, he's never had a Christmas at home. And, you know, he's always running and doing stuff. And that's why it's so important for us to stay home on the holidays, is because I was carted around to multiple houses for the holidays, and it was just like really exhausting. And so last year I was like, Dad, if you don't want to go to all of these places, you don't have to. Stay home, be in your pajamas, enjoy, right? And so this is something that we hear a lot. Yeah. The obligations, the pressure of doing things out of tradition for family because you think you have to. And then that can cause a lot of disconnect in the relationship and ultimately in the family dynamic, right? So that's what we're going to lean into today. Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the conflict that comes up with getting together with family related to politics or religion. And it's much deeper than that. Those might be the topics, but it's really falling back into, as you grow up and out of your family and become yourself, you have this new identity. And then when you go home to be with family or do anything like that, you fall back into the dynamic of the family. So if you're the funny kid, then you're expected to be funny again. Or if you're the youngest and this and that, like
oldest responsible one, whatever, right?
And so some of that is fighting those dynamics. And as partners, I know you for who you are right now. And so it's jarring sometimes when we're with family and you are someone that I don't know, essentially, and vice versa.
Anxiety might start spiking and being a little bit more on edge with things. And then again, that disrupts your partnership, right? And your connection. And so
there's a reason that the most amount of divorces are filed after the holidays.
In January.
Yeah.
Because this is just really exacerbated, and people think it's just them, that there's something like, oh, we just can't do that. And it's like, no, you just have to know how to do it differently. And that it's not just you're not doing anything wrong. And so this is bringing us to doing things from obligation energy versus choice energy.
Yeah, so obligation would be you feel obliged, you feel obligated, you're doing things to keep the peace, to avoid the guilt that you might feel, or to match expectations that are being put on you, even if they're not like verbalized, they're kind of like, this is how we do this thing. Surface, and so it's very much an obligation. And this often leads to resentment or disconnection, pressure, shutdown, feeling blah, just density. And this could be just as simple as what you make and how you make it. And you're in the kitchen all day for the holidays or something like that. That's what we've always done. So that's what we're obliged to do. We're obligated to do.
Feel the pressure.
Pressure to do. And that's why it's fun to make non-traditional meals sometimes during the holidays and play with that edge.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's like this obligation energy versus, do you want to?
Yeah. So choice, like actually doing things from desire and alignment and from a shared decision. Again, we're not taught how to have relationships and how to have these conversations. And you don't realize until you are in a long-term relationship and you start having these holidays come up. You're like, oh, well, this is what my family's always done. So we're going to do this thing. But then your partner's like, well, my family does this thing. And then it's like, oh, okay, so now have a little bit of a crossroads that could turn into conflict. But why do you actually want to do those things? What if you create your own tradition, right? And so what is your shared desire? Doing something that ultimately you feel grounded in, that feels connective and collaborative, not compromising. Compromising is where each of you are sacrificing something, or could be yourself, in that decision making, whereas collaborating is like, ooh, this feels good to both of us.
Yeah.
And so when we make decisions from obligation, we lose each other. When we make decisions from choice, we grow closer. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Love Blanket, our favorite waterproof intimacy blanket. Listen, if you're done sleeping in the wet spot or pretending that scratchy old towel is fine, this blanket will change your life. It's soft, gorgeous, totally silent, and machine washable. So you can play without the cleanup stress. Use our code intimacy10 at loveblanket.com to get 10% off and upgrade your bedroom experience. Enjoy. And so ultimately, that is what we're trying to get at today, is how to remain in connection when you are having these. And we're talking about the holidays right now, yes, but this could be
graduations, birthdays, any family events, any work events, even any events in general where there is some level of feeling of obligation.
Yeah. And so here's a couple of things to reflect on. And so you can come back and listen to this. You share this with your partner and have this conversation. And so thinking for yourself at first, what actually feels nourishing to me during the holidays?
Yeah. What do you want?
What do you want? What drains me or spikes my stress? Getting really curious about this. Maybe you have to write this down a little bit and see what comes through. What obligations am I still carrying from childhood? And what traditions or expectations no longer fit us? Like I said, from my childhood, I was carted around from house to house. We would wake up Christmas morning super early, open our presents, and it's like, oh, cool, yay. But we didn't get time to play with it because then I had to go immediately and get ready. And then we would load up in the car and we had to go to 3, sometimes 4 places in a day.
Wow.
Which is exhausting as a kid, right? And it's like, I just want to play with my presents, right?
And so, now as parents, I'm like, that sounds exhausting as parents also.
Like thinking back on that, I'm like, gosh, my poor parents, right? They didn't get to enjoy their time with their family either because they had these obligations that they felt they had to follow through on. And so I don't mind if people come to us.
Yeah.
And I let them, I'm like, you are welcome. We're going to be in our pajamas all day and we're letting our kids enjoy. We're relaxing and having our time. So what feels good to you? What do you want? How do you want to show up? What traditions do you want for your relationship, for your family?
And how do you move through the tension and pressure you feel if you're going to say no or you're going to say, I want to do it differently? Yeah. And that's sometimes really hard. Or how do I sit with the tension of feeling like my family's going to be disappointed or feeling like they're going to even be judgmental of like, why can't you just do what the rest of us are doing and all this stuff? Like, how do I handle that? And what do I do with that? And how do I be okay with that? Because this is your life. This is my life. This is our life. Like, I want to live it. I want to feel good about it. I don't want to take time to go do what everybody else wants to do, and these obligations is just going to drain me and feel depleted at the end of it. I mean, the holiday seasons are already, like, it's already a lot. Yeah. For me, at least.
Yeah. Ooh, furthermore on that, just going on that beyond family stuff, but yes, the holiday season is jam-packed with stuff. Like, we are just inundated with activities. Like this weekend, we went to our Christmas tree lighting on the square. That is something that I wanted to do. It's our second year here, so I'm like, I really wanted to see that. But there's Christmas parades and there's events and there's all these things. So it's, again, getting really clear on what you desire to do, what feels good, and minimizing that. Not stressing yourself out, not stressing out your family, again, carting them to all of these different things because you think you're making these memories with them, but
what memories are you really making?
What memories are you really making when you're being rushed from activity to activity, right? And so just being very intentional with the things that you are committing to.
And so another thing to think about, if it's like, well, I don't know what, because we hear this, I don't know what I want. And sometimes we don't. How do you want to feel? And there's usually some programming there or some uniqueness about you. So for me, I want to feel freedom and joy. And so if I can know what I want to feel, how do I get there? Yeah. What can I imagine? I'm going to use my imagination. I'm going to visualize. What can I imagine happening that would bring those feelings? And so we'll go back to something we've shared many times. How do I feel when I think about the holidays or an event? How do I want to feel? What emotion do I want to be evoked? And what am I willing to do about it? How do I put action and intentionality to make that happen?
Yeah. And to kind of continue on that path is, we've talked about this before, our skill system. Remembering at the end of the day, it's about connection with your partner, that you are on the same team. And say you are going to a family function and you know that it's a little bit more anxiety producing for your partner, being around her family or whatever that may be, or vice versa. Maybe, coming into somebody else's family, your in-laws, right? You're just like, tend to have a little whatever feeling about it. Have a game plan. Set yourselves up for success. How do you want to feel and what do you want? And so what is your game plan with that? Maybe you stay together, don't separate. Or maybe it's like, hey, can we check in after about an hour? Maybe we minimize the time that we're there and we're only there for an hour and a half, right? If you get to a point where it's like, hey, I'm at a 7 on getting ready to leave. And so that gives you some idea of like, ooh, okay, they're about there. So let's start wrapping up. I'm going to start whatever I need to do for us to start heading out the door.
And for us, this is for ourselves. The Midwestern goodbye, it's saying goodbye for 30 minutes or however long. And so something we could do better is when we're ready to go, we're saying bye and we're getting in the car and we're leaving right away.
Yeah.
I think there is some tiresome piece for me when it's like, oh, okay, we'll see you later. Oh, and then we get pulled into a conversation. And then we're like,
Yeah, wrangling the kids, getting everything in the car. Yeah, there's just all of that. And so just being mindful, getting curious with it. And ultimately, you guys are in this together. If you start to have conflict or, some heated emotions around it, taking a pause and getting curious why. What is actually coming up? Is it because we're having something, or what is really dredging that up for us?
I think the other thing is, if this is a hard time for you, you're not alone. It's a hard time for many people.
Yes.
Grief, loss, missing people, missing things, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Get support during these times. You're not alone. And you don't have to be alone. You don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to experience it alone. So reach out to someone, to us, anything, and get the extra support during the tough times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that because, you're not in this alone. You're not going through this alone. It may feel very lonely, but we hear it, we see it, we experience it sometimes. There's just a lot that can compound around this time of year. So find your support and let us know if you have any questions. If there's anything else you want to hear, reach out to us.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.